why create a research center eco-village? It is clearly understood now that the primary problem that we face as a species is our broken socioeconomic framework. And if we don't come together to create an alternative and shift the paradigm to a different one, we as a species risk a population collapse. And when you look around the world today, there are many people who understand this. They understand this problem, and they have the understanding, the subject matter expertise, and the willingness to work together to create an alternative. However, these people are too decentralized. They are spread all around the world, and they do not have the resources to carry out such an audacious objective. Without one central headquarters from which such individuals can operate, and without the resources necessary by which they can change the world and create the tools, methods, and infrastructure to cause change, then we are all hopelessly doomed to stand and wait for the capitalist system to fix itself, which would be an absurd and insane thing to do. Without empowering people and giving them what they need to create the alternative and to initiate the transition, then all we can do individually is minuscule projects that won't have a major effect on the world, and effectively waste time talking about change instead of simply doing it. In my view, the only serious constraint is monetary constraints. So I do what I can to create a pathway that people can take to raise the funding necessary to overcome this one constraint. Of course, there will be other challenges, there will be other roadblocks along the way, but without overcoming this one initial and foundational roadblock, we don't stand a chance at facing the other challenges, let alone overcoming them. The myriad of social problems occurring now due to the terrible and deleterious economic externalities of the capitalist model are all around us, ranging from for-profit wars to a loss of political representation in governments, leading up to the nearly complete destruction of liberal democracy. Since corporations can influence the political process, firms with the highest market capitalization are able to buy more political representation than smaller firms or individuals. It has created a system where policies cannot be passed and projects cannot be carried out unless they benefit those firms at the top, which effectively makes many governments today into corporatocracies. Because of this systemic failure, in order to achieve anything amiable in the world, the objective has to take place within the monetary system, and it has to do so in a way that it does not interfere too much with the pre-existing corporatocracy and its objectives of profit maximization. The development of a decentralized network of eco-villages all operating in their own way, under their own governance models and economic models, to increase the living standard of their inhabitants, is probably the only direct approach to transitioning from the current corporatocratic market-based system into a resource-based economy. The current economic model is designed to maximize growth and increase the profits of its overseeing firms, whereas a resource-based model will only work to seek maximizing public health. It goes to reason that if the pre-existing model stays in effect, it will seek to continue to grow infinitely within a finite system, which will eventually lead to an ecological collapse and inevitably to human population collapse. So, the matter of the transition is a matter of life and death for the human species. To that end, if projects to initiate the transition are not aggressively sought after, we are doing ourselves and future generations a massive disservice, so it would be prudent to start immediately, funding and building these eco-villages as soon as possible. The emergence of a better society, such as the society envisioned by Jacques Fresco and Buckminster Fuller, where ephemeralization and doing more with less is going to bring about a resource abundance and a healthier, more advanced society, is possible. But it isn't something that can be built. It's something that must emerge naturally over generational time. A Venus Project style city cannot simply come into existence by us wishing it into existence, or in fact by us trying to build it from scratch. It's going to come into existence slowly, from simple eco-villages to larger townships, all the way up to large self-sustaining city systems. And if we want to begin the emergence of these societies, we can do so now by coming together and by funding them. Join our fundraiser at Give Send Go, talk about these issues and bring them to people's attention. Let's get to work on building the alternative by building the first eco-village with the focus of applying the best of science and technology to the social system.